Susie, are you sitting downtown in the roundabout?
I am
Wow,
right smack in the middle of the road. People are driving around me.
it's cool.
I knew you'd like that. Actually, I took that picture.
Oh, it looks like you're actually there.
I'm actually in the county building.
No, you can tell your hair moves a little funny.
My hair moves. Ooh. That's because I've been outside and it's probably standing all over my head.
When you're using a Zoom background, you can tell.
Can you? Mm.
Yeah, Susie, have Susie move her head and watch the back of, the sides of her hair. Just see how it, maybe you can't see that.
I'm going to show you something in a minute. Looks like we might only be missing real estate. Let's see it.
Hooray, I'm in early.
Good. Welcome.
I don't see Charles yet. Is he in?
Nope, I'm missing Charles and I'm missing real estate.
I just promoted Commissioner Nash to a panelist.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
Afternoon, Commissioner Bob.
Commissioner Mahoney, how's the sardine business or whatever you're doing?
I moved the minnow thing, and now I got a poster of my mother-in-law and my daughter when she was 4 picketing at Hooker.
Oh, it runs in it runs in the family, doesn't it?
Yeah. Got to teach them early.
Wow. Gary, when you moved your head, it appears there's something in Wolf Lake. It looks like a monster. It looks like the Loch Ness Monster.
It could be over there in the Wolf. You never know.
Just don't get eaten by the whales like they did in those kayaks out west.
See it? There it is. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh.
Afternoon, John.
Same, Ken.
It appears that the only one we're missing right now is Realestein. Kathy or Kristen, have you heard from her at all?
I
I
just
have not.
spoke with Commissioner Wilkins. She couldn't find her email that had her identifiable link on it. She's looking right now for it.
Okay.
That's what I was having trouble.
Okay. Do you want me to wait a minute or?
Can we give her 4 or 5 minutes?
Yeah, we'll give her a couple minutes, no problem.
Kathy, could you just resend a link faster?
That would
It's
be,
an individual link, Commissioner. Everybody has their own to be able to get on unless they're an attendee.
What if one of us forwarded it to her?
I did
No,
just
it's
forward her the
individual.
link a moment ago.
Thank you, Mark.
I think we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order and let Relistine kind of catch up with us as she gets here. So I would like to call the Muskegon County Board of Commissioners regular meeting to order on November 10th, 2020. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please? All right, let's start with,
Chairman Hughes, can you hear me?
yes?
Okay, Clerk Waters is meeting with IT to try to get her. She can't hear anybody right now.
Okay,
She's on, but she can't hear anybody. So one moment, please.
all right, well, we'll just hold off a minute then.
Thank you. Sorry.
Technology.
Kristen, can you tell me where Clerk Waters is? Ivan is on his way to help her.
Clerk Waters is at Linda Sue's desk.
Okay, down on the first floor, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
I could do the first roll call if you like, Chairman Hughes.
No, let's just hold on a minute.
Commissioner Hughes, can you hear me?
Yes?
Okay, one moment for Clerk Waters.
Save the day.
You want your video on too?
I don't need the video, thank you.
Okay.
She might see what you can do to help her now. So Sean, where do I show mute and then mute on here?
Oh, just tap on the screen and then I'll come to the top.
Thank you. Mute it.
So, yeah, you tap.
Thank you.
Commissioners, I'll just remind you, this is Kathy. If you're on a computer, you can hit your space bar and that will unmute you and then remute you.
Come here. How do I move this up and down?
You don't, they do.
Oh, they do.
Yes. So if you're ready to go, let Chairman Hughes know you're ready.
Chairman Hughes,
Yes, Kathy, or yes, Clerk Waters.
we're ready to go anytime you're ready.
All right. Well, I will recall the meeting to order. And we'd like to go with a roll call first, please.
Vice Chair Foster,
Here.
and please tell us your location of where you're here from.
Right. 4021 Apple Avenue, Muskegon, Michigan.
Thank you. Commissioner Hovey Wright. Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Yeah, sorry. Here, 3430 Pigeon Hill Court, my home.
Thank you. Chairman Hughes.
Here, and I'm at the county building, 4th floor.
Thank you. Commissioner Laring.
Here, Muskegon County Hall of Justice.
Thank you. Commissioner Mahoney.
Here, and I'm in the big city of Montague.
Thank you. Commissioner Nash.
I'm here and I'm at 819 Amity Avenue.
Thank you. Commissioner Skolnick.
Here at 4460 Wood Court in Norton Shores.
Thank you. Commissioner Snyder.
Here on the 4th floor of the county building.
Thank you. And Commissioner Wilkins. Commissioner Wilkins, are you on? So at this point, I have 8 present and 1 not answering with Commissioner Wilkins. When she does come in, then we'll show her on there for future motions and she'll have to tell us where she's answering the roll call from.
Thank you, Clerk Waters. Can you tell me why it is we're having to give our addresses or where we are?
Is our corporate counsel on?
Yes, I believe he is.
So
So the amendments to the recent amendments to the Open Meetings Act requires you to announce that you're attending virtually and the location. You do not, however, have to provide your exact address. City and county is enough.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Now we will move on. Commissioner Larry, would you recite the Pledge of Allegiance for us, please?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
And to the republic for which it stands.
We don't have a flag in here, but sorry.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Sorry about that. We don't have a flag in the boardroom, so I guess.
What's behind you?
Oh, that's on his.
That's on his screen. I don't know where our flag went. But I think we'll just repeat the Pledge of Allegiance anyway, if you would please.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to start over again. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to
the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Let's see to it that we have a flag in our boardroom from now on, please. Now we will move on to approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So move.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Foster, a second by Commissioner Snyder. Is there any comments, questions, or concerns on the agenda? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Yes.
Commissioner Laring.
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney.
Yes.
Commissioner Nash.
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins, Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes,
Yes.
8 yes, and Commissioner Wilkins still not responding.
Would you please mark her as excused, please?
Thank you.
Until we get her set. Thank you. Next on our agenda is approval of the regular and closed session minutes from October 22nd, 7th. Do I have a
So
motion?
moved.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns on the regular and closed minutes we're approving? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Laring,
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins, excused, Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Chairman Hughes,
Yes.
8 yes, 1 excuse.
Thank you, and that motion carries. Next, we have a presentation by the Director of Public Health, Kathy Moore. Kathy, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Thank you. I did send over a few slides if either Kathy or Christian could help me share those, please. Okay, this is a hopefully a brief presentation. It's 5 slides. And what I've done here is actually show you the graphs from the October 12th presentation, just so you could see the change, the dramatic change actually in a month's time. The graph at the top really shows a high decline of positive cases. These are an increase in positive individuals in Muskegon County in a very short period of time, a 3-week, really over a 3-week period. I really softened the blue because the blue is the number of cases, and it will always continue to go up because these are cumulative cases. And to highlight the red, though, the red are active cases, meaning these are individuals who have not been considered as recovered. And so we are managing over 2,000 active cases at this time, which of course is well beyond our staffing capacity. Next slide, please. This one, this is a slide that I provide to the courts and the schools just to show the daily number of cases. So these are actual cases over the last 3-week period. If you look at week 43, on October 19th, we had 29 cases. That was our highest number of cases over this whole COVID period. The only other time we had reached 29 cases in one day was in mid-May. Up until that time, we were single digits, several double-digit numbers. And then beginning October 22nd, we consistently received increased number of positive cases, double the highest peak, then triple, quadruple, and then we reached 5 times that amount. We got a lot of press over Muskegon County receiving a high number of cases over the past weekend. 200 of those cases were, well, actually 252 of those cases were attributed to Michigan Department of Corrections. And since that time, we've gone into the state database and we have to pick them out one by one, but move them over to the state. The state has made that correction, and that's 252 cases, but then over the last 3 days, those numbers have continued to go up, our actual community cases. So if you look at the bar, 235 cases, week 43, we had some weeks where we had less than 50 cases in a week, and we thought that was a lot. 536 cases, so it more than doubled the next week, and now 939 cases the week that just ended. Next, please. So, you know, cases are cases. Some cases are very mild. Some cases are quite more difficult. And it's not always, and our positivity rate is not always an indication of our status. But what is a serious indication is our hospitalization rates. And the chart at the top shows our regional hospitals. North Ottawa, 5 COVID patients right now, as of November 9th, I'm sorry. 2 of those 5 are ICU, and their bed capacity, 20% utilization. So they are using 20% of the bed capacity that they have. A Spectrum, 247 cases, 57 of them ICU. They are using 80% of their hospital bed occupancy right now. Trinity Health, and these are not, this includes Mercy Health, but it also includes all of the Trinity hospitals within the state. 318 COVID patients, 55 ICU, at 80.9, 81% of their capacity. If we bring it a little closer to home, the chart at the bottom is Mercy Health Muskegon Sherman campus. As of November 9th, they had 96 adults hospitalized for COVID-19 symptoms and positive. 11 of those 96 were ICU. And the previous day, which is November 8th, they had 64 individuals reporting to the emergency room for COVID-related symptoms. Next slide, please. And then just another month-to-month comparison. The total number of deaths October 13th was 72 plus 3 non-COVID. They were COVID positive individuals, but non-COVID deaths. And as of yesterday, we were at 91 deaths plus the 3. If you look at the age group, a month ago, October 13th, there was 126 individuals age 80 and over identified as COVID positive. Yesterday, there was 241, with 50 of those resulting in death. Last month, it was again 126 with 38 of those resulting in death. Our biggest number continued to be age 50 to 59, again, because this is our working age group that have a lot of responsibilities, including just executive level positions within their jobs. They have kids, grandkids, and parents. And so they are out and about due to obligations. Our second largest is the age 20 to 29. They also have jobs, and they feel they need those jobs too. And their jobs tend to be more in the social setting of restaurants, bars, even hospitals and long-term care facilities. So that's where we are there. And that's a comparison from month to month. And then my final slide. The final slide is just an update on the 2 prison systems that we have here in Muskegon County. The chart at the top is the census on October 13th, and then the one at the bottom is the census as of yesterday. The number of positive cases in Muskegon Correctional have increased, but now we are seeing those positive numbers at the EC Brooks, which is across the street. That concludes my presentation. I just want to say that, you know, we are seeing positive cases throughout schools and businesses all throughout Muskegon County, including most of the county departments. This second wave, the virus seems to be more aggressive, and we have identified a higher rate of close contacts that have transitioned into positive cases. Today, here in public health, we have just received a notice of one positive individual, one probable. I have four staff out, identified as close contacts, quarantined, and they're all not related to the same case. And then I have 2 out sick, unknown. And I will pause there for any questions.
Thank you, Kathy. Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Moore?
May I,
Thank you. Yes, go ahead.
Ms. Moore, where do you, I know I'm asking you the $64,000 question. Where do you see it going in the next few weeks, up or down?
Because of the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, we predict it's going to go up before it starts going down.
Thank you. I was afraid you were going to say that.
Thank you, Kathy. Anyone else? Seeing none, we will move on to public comment. Is there anyone who has a public comment on an agenda item? Would you please raise your hand? Heidi Tice. Ms. Tice, you have something for us? Heidi?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I had a little glitch there.
No problem.
I don't know if it's going to be on, I do not see this on the agenda, but I wanted to talk about the DDA if it's going to be coming as a topic. So I don't know if you want me to talk here yet, Susie, or
As it's
what?
not on the agenda, I think I will not have you speak. And if there are some questions and it does come up, somebody will ask you for information.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else? I do not see anyone else on the list. Does anyone else see anybody? All right, we will move on to communications. We have some communications from Algoma County, and those will be placed on file. Next is committee and board reports. Sports and public safety.
Chair, Madam Chair,
Yes.
please. Yes, I just would like the minutes to show that I oppose the resolution from Algoma County.
All right, thank you. And moving on to committee and board reports, courts and public safety. Please, could I, courts and public safety. That would be Commissioner Snyder, please.
Madam Chair, the Courts and Public Safety Committee met on November 5, 2020. It was recommended and I move CPS 20/11-38 to accept the 2018 Homeland Security Grant intergovernmental agreement between West Michigan Regional Medical Consortium and Muskegon County on behalf of the Muskegon County Emergency Services Management, and authorize the board chair and appropriate staff to sign the agreement.
I so move.
John, do you want to do each one of these individually?
I can take them by number if you wish.
Madam Chair, I thought
Yes.
we sort of settled on the fact, since they went through the committee meetings already, the entire motion was read, that at the full board, all we needed to do was the numbers.
That's true. But it's also up to the chairman of that committee. If John would like to do it by numbers, we will accept that. If he'd like to do it individually, we will accept that too.
Well, with that caveat, I will move, in addition to what I moved before, I will move CPS 20/11-39, 40, 41, and 42.
Support.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns on the Public Safety Committee meeting? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Mahoney on 38,
Yes.
on 39,
Yes.
on 40,
Yes.
on 41,
Yes.
and on 42.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Nash on 38,
Yes.
39,
Yes.
40,
Yes.
41,
Yes.
and 42.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Skolnick on 38,
Yes. Yes,
39,
yes on all, Madam Clerk, if that makes it easier for you.
thank you. 40, 41, and 42. Thank you. Commissioner Snyder,
Yes, on 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42.
thank you. Has Commissioner Wilkins joined us?
She's on her way down to the
I'm
administration.
She's on her
showing
way.
her excused. Okay, thank you. Vice Chair Foster,
Yes on all, Madam Clerk.
thank you. Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes on all, Madam Clerk.
thank you. Commissioner Laring,
Yes on all.
thank you. And Chairman Hughes.
Yes on all.
So the vote is yes, 8 yes on 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42, and 1 excused.
Thank you very much, and that motion carries.
That concludes the report.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Snyder. Next, we will move on to Human Services, Commissioner Nash.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Human Services Committee met on November the 5th, 2020. It was recommended, and I move HS 2011-30, which was withdrawn, HS 20-11-31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and 37.
Support.
Here's
We have a motion and support. I would like to make an amendment to the motion on number 37, just for clarification, that would add that all employees that have a job that can be done remotely shall be working remotely or from home. Do I have a second to that motion?
I will
to that
support that,
amendment?
ma'am.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Nash
Yes.
on 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37 in the amendment.
And all inclusive.
Thank you. Commissioner Skolnick
Yes.
on all.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes on all.
Thank you. Commissioner Snyder,
Yes on all.
thank you. Commissioner Vice Chair Foster,
Yes on all, Madam Clerk.
thank you. Commissioner Hovey Wright,
yes on all.
thank you. Commissioner Laring,
Yes on all.
thank you. Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes on all.
thank you. And Chairman Hughes,
Yes on all.
thank you. That's 8 yes on all, including the amendment.
Thank you
And
very
one
much, and that motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Will conclude my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Nash. Next is our Ways and Means Committee, Commissioner Skolnick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Ways and Means Committee met on November 5th, 2020. I would like to follow motions WM 20/11-105, 106, 107, and 108.
Support.
Commissioner Snyder is, or I'm sorry, Commissioner Skolnick, what, you're leaving 109 off of that?
Oh, you know what, I pulled up the agenda on my second screen and it's not the revised agenda. And 109 also, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And I'll revise
Thank
my
you.
support, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please? On 105, 106, 107, 108, and 109.
Commissioner Skolnick.
Yes, on all.
Thank you. Commissioner Snyder.
Yes on all.
Thank you. Vice Chair Foster.
Yes on all.
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Yes on all.
Thank you. Commissioner Laring.
No on 105. Yes on the rest.
Thank you. Commissioner Mahoney.
Yes on all.
Thank you. Commissioner Nash.
Yes on all.
Thank you. And Chairman Hughes.
Yes on all.
Thank you. That is 7 yes, 1 no, 1 excused on 105, 8 yes, 1 excused on 106, 107, 108, and 109.
Thank you very much, and that motion is carried.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That concludes my report. Also, I would just, if I may, I pulled that copy of the Ways and Means agenda from the county website.
Yes.
It must not, the amended agenda must not be posted there. It should be.
Okay.
That's all.
I'll let Kathy know that. Thank you. Well, Kathy just heard this. We should be all set. Next is our chairman's report and the committee liaison reports. Do I have any committee liaisons that would like to have a report today? Seeing none, I'd like to remind everybody that tomorrow is Veterans Day. We want to make sure we give thanks to the veterans for the freedom that we have in this country. And I just like to let everybody know that we are in the process of moving forward on the proposed casino in Muskegon County. You have a copy of a letter I would like to send to the Little River Band and to the Midwest Regional Director, Bureau of Indian Affairs, Midwest Region. And I will read that to you, and I would like support on this. The Little River Band of Ottawa Indians has been planning to develop a casino in Muskegon County to help provide jobs and economic development for the Muskegon County region. Our community has been anticipating the project since the Little River Band purchased the former Great Lakes Down Racetrack in 2008. The project is expected to create approximately 1,173 jobs. These desirable jobs are needed to keep our community vibrant. Muskegon County's Lake Michigan coastline enables our region to compete for tourist dollars. Adding a casino will enhance our tourism industry and make us more competitive. I'm impressed with how the tribal development team has worked closely with the governor's office, with Fruitport Township, Muskegon County public officials, and the greater Muskegon community to collaborate on how the casino will benefit our community. On behalf of the Muskegon County Board of Commissioners, I agree with the conclusion that FEIS has proposed casino and the related developments are the best choice for this land.
Support.
I'd like support. I have a motion for support. I'm making the motion. And Gary, did you support that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns on this?
Other than it's been a good thing and a long time coming.
Thank you, Ken. It certainly has. I think this is a wonderful thing for Muskegon County. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call on this, please?
Commissioner Snyder.
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster.
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright.
Yes.
Commissioner Laring.
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney.
Yes.
Commissioner Nash.
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick.
Yes.
Chairman Hughes.
Yes.
8 yes, 1 excused.
Thank you very much. That motion carries. Next, I have the administrator's report. Mr.
Thank you, Madam.
Eisenbar, do you have anything for us
Yes.
today?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Really no discussion items. Just a reminder that next week, no, 2 weeks from now, there's no meetings during the week of Thanksgiving. Obviously, I'll remind you again on Christmas and New Year's as well.
All right, thank you very much. Do we have any old business to come before the full board today?
Madam
Yes,
Chair.
I-
Go ahead,
yes,
Mark.
I have an item. Is that me or Gary?
Yes, go ahead, Marcia.
Okay. I move that we accept a resolution to exempt Muskegon County property tax revenues from capture by the Fruitport Charter Township Downtown Development Authority, and that we negotiate in good faith a revenue sharing agreement with the DDA subject to approval by the board.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Are there any comments, questions, or concerns?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
this is Mike Homer, and I just, that motion is premature and has to be preceded by a motion for reconsideration under
Okay.
Rule 6, Section 5 of your board rules. That motion, just so everybody's clear, that motion for reconsideration must be made by a member who voted no at the last preceding meeting, which was October 27th. That would be members Foster, member Hovey Wright, member Laring, member Mahoney, and member Hughes. And that motion also, because all of those members are in attendance, if you are going to reconsider this matter, needs to pass by a simple majority.
Thank you. So actually, the motion can stand since Commissioner Hovey Wright voted no. Is that correct?
The motion, that motion is premature.
No.
The motion first has to be a motion to reconsider
Okay.
the resolution.
All right.
I would so move.
We have a motion by Kim Mahoney, second
Move.
by
Support.
support. Is that Commissioner Nash?
Yes.
All right, we have a motion and support to
I-
reconsider the motion.
So I have a question for legal counsel. Doesn't that motion have to be seconded by the same?
It does not.
All right, thank you. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Wait,
This is on.
Oh, go ahead.
don't we have to discuss this?
Yes, go right ahead.
This is just to reconsider this.
Go ahead, Bob. Did you have a question?
Well, I want to discuss the whole, what we're doing here. And I mean, we can pass the motion to reconsider, but I've got some points that I think are important. I guess we could do it after we vote to reconsider it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Mike, is that what you would recommend?
Yeah, you could take a vote on the motion to reconsider. The discussion of the actual topic would not occur until somebody then made a motion on the resolution itself.
Thank you. Are we ready to move on with the vote on this then? Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
This is the motion on to reconsider. Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Laring,
No.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
No.
Commissioner Snyder,
No.
Chairman Hughes.
Yes.
5 yes, 3 no, and 1 excused.
Thank you very much. That motion carries.
I will now, can I be recognized, Madam Chair?
Yes, go right ahead, Marcia.
Yeah, I'll now make the motion to a resolution to exempt Muskegon County property tax revenues from capture by the Fruitport Charter Township Downtown Development Authority, and that the board will negotiate in good faith a revenue sharing agreement with the DDA.
Do I have a
Support.
second? Who supported that?
Mahoney.
Commissioner Mahoney. Thank you very much. Now we will have discussion.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
is this because of the letter from our treasurer? Am I correct, or where am I getting this from?
you know, I didn't make the motion, so I can't tell you that.
It's that and a lot of other pieces of information, or some other piece of information that made me think differently about this.
May I ask you that, Marcia? I mean, I'm okay with either way. I just want to get information.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tony's letter was influential, as was the color. And I realized that we really needed to protect our own funding, as well as support the Fruitport efforts to redevelop that property. And we can do both with, negotiations and saying no to the actual tax capture.
Perfect. Thank you, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
Madam Chair, I had a question.
Yes, Commissioner Leary.
So initially, we heard from the Fruitport Township that if this issue didn't pass, that it was going to be dropped by their current board. Secondly, you can't get taxes out of nothing. It's an undeveloped piece of property. We're bleeding money out there, and this gives an opportunity for future income.
Madam Chair.
Thank you. Yes, Commissioner Skolnick.
I voted no to reconsider it in spite of the fact that I voted to opt out when we voted on it 10 days ago or whatever it was. And I don't think it's right to reconsider this now after we've already told them that we would do it. And I did talk to the supervisor, and while she can't tell us what the period of time will be, I felt that I had some assurances from her that the time limit on that would either be 10 years or 15, no more than 15. I just don't think it's right to go back and do it. They've already voted to move ahead with it based on our vote. I don't think we should. I'm against the potential of losing that revenue over 30 years. That's a lot of money. And we really need it. I just don't think it's right to go back. I think we made them. I think I voted what I felt was the right way when we first voted. But now that the vote went through, I don't think it's right to reverse it right now. Heidi Tice is on this call. Maybe we should, I know that it's not do any good to speak after we vote.
Bob, I'd like to let the commissioners speak first, and then if we still have questions for Heidi, we will move forward with her. Anyone else?
I agree with Commissioner Skolnick. I just can't see us foregoing the revenue at this point. We have a lot outstanding, and to me, I don't see foregoing the revenue. So,
Thank you, Commissioner Snyder. And I do have a comment on this. At the last meeting, Heidi led us to believe that her board would vote for 15 or 10 years. Last night, they met and did not vote to restrict that at all. So this is wide open for them to change at any time they want. They put no restrictions on it that we had asked for, and we're encouraged to believe would happen. So yes, I do have some reservations on that. And I do support the fact that we would be willing to opt back in with some assurances that by opting out at this time and renegotiating, we would have.
Madam Chair.
I agree with you.
Yes, Commissioner Nash.
I would also like to agree with that point. This is exactly the reason why I voted to opt out the first time, is because we do not know exactly what this DDA is going to do. We leave ourselves vulnerable to a 30-year TIF. We just don't know what's going to happen. This is a way that we can assure that it is within a time frame and within a certain amount of dollars. But I believe that everyone wants to support the redevelopment of this property, but we also want to report it to support it reasonably. And we have to look at the fact that we've been cutting our budgets. We've been having every department cut their budgets. We've been having our insurance prices going up. I mean, we scratch and scrape just to hang in there. And it's because a lot of times we're doing this with multiple DDAs where we're just giving away 30 years. We're not doing any negotiations. We're not capturing anything. And this is a prime piece of property that is, by most professionals are saying that this is going to double in value in the next few years. That'd be a ton of money that we're giving away that we should be trying to bring in and capture as much as possible. And I think this is the best way for us to be able to do that and negotiate things.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Nash.
Madam
Anyone
Chair-
else?
Yes,
Madam
Madam.
Chair, I have a comment
Yes,
if I may.
Commissioner Larry.
So I believe our Matt Farah did a report on this of the economics of the development of this. Could we rehear his report before we make this decision to cancel this project?
Matt, are you on? Could you please unmute?
yeah.
Thank you.
Can you hear me? Yeah,
Yes.
I sent out a report on the 27th. And essentially, Fruitport provided a 15-year model on this and their projected growth rates of the current developments at hand. And what it would do over a 25-year overview, the county would net, I believe, the net present value, not just dollar value, but net present value was around $1.7 million increase due to the taxable growth that would be stimulated by the DDA. The DDA would take future tax revenue growth to provide water and sewer utilities through this property that's going to be developed, that's proposed for development, and then into the next property. They would build infrastructure deep enough, big enough to also serve properties outside that DDA as well. That any growth on that, any new investment there would be 100% captured by the county. I can resend my report, it's very lengthy. But overall, this is just one of the many tools we use to stimulate growth, economic expansion. We also use IFTs. There's just several different types of things we use. This is just one of them. But the net over a 25-year period, if this goes for 15 years, based on the development in front of them and based on historical tax growth, CPI, it's about $1.7 million benefit to the county over the 25-year period.
Thank you, Matt. Are there any other questions?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes. Gary.
I'm not familiar with the actual piece of land. Is it very close to the incoming casino or is it quite distant from there?
It's quite a ways from there.
Okay, thank you.
It's on the other side of the mall.
It actually includes the mall, the redevelopment of the mall.
Yes, Commissioner Nash.
I just wanted to add too, I think that this is I think there's some information somehow that if we don't do this, that this will kill this development. And I'd like to just say that if the investors decide that they want to walk away from this, I don't think that that's going to kill any redevelopment. If you look at what's going to happen out there in the next few years, it is going to bring many different developers who are looking to do some things in this area. And I think with the value going to be able to double or triple out there, that there will be grand opportunity for others to be able to develop this property. I look forward to it being Fruitport through negotiations, but I think it's just best that because they had an opportunity last night to actually set some limits, and that didn't happen. And I think that shows that we are leaving ourselves vulnerable, and this is the only way that we can regulate and make sure we look out for the best interests of the county and the people of Muskegon County.
Thank you, Commissioner Nash. And I'd just like to make sure that everybody realizes that this does not mean we do not want to participate in this project. This just means that what we would like to have, what we would like to do is opt out of the original proposal and opt back in with some rules and regulations that secure both the project success and the county's success in participating.
Absolutely.
Madam Chair, I have one more comment. if I
Yes,
may.
go ahead, Commissioner Laring.
So I did speak with the developer out at Fruitport Township. He is prepared to start on his project, but he is not going to build infrastructure to support the surrounding community. He's just going to put in the infrastructure that he needs for his development. This is a community-wide project supporting growth for the entire community. The infrastructure that will be built will also support community outside of the DDA. Those tax increases will be immediately available to the county. So we're going to significantly change this project. He is moving forward with a portion of this project and not building the additional infrastructure to support the surrounding community.
Thank you, Commissioner Laring. Are
Madam
there any
Chair.
other comments? Yes.
Commissioner Laring, what guarantees do we have he is not going to build this bigger, or, we don't have any guarantees either way from this gentleman. Am I correct?
That he's going to build his project?
No, that he's going to make it larger, or he will just keep it smaller. Do we have anything in paper from him at all?
I don't have anything in paper, but why would he build bigger than what he needs for his development he's building? He's only going to build what he needs. He's not going to spend extra money on infrastructure that he's not going to be using.
Unless we approve to give him this tax abatement. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions, comments, or concerns?
Just a quick comment, Madam Chair.
Yes.
We are still giving him the tax abatements. We're not canceling the project. We are willing to work with Fruitport Township and make sure that some of the things like Commissioner Laring is talking about, if they're going to do that, if they're going to get the tax breaks and the abatements, then we ought to be able to negotiate some of the concerns that we have about making it a larger project, those kinds of issues. We have no guarantee that he won't just build whatever at this point.
Well, you do have some guarantees because they're a zoned community. He can't just build whatever he wants. Secondly, the DDA and the TIF, he has to pay that. He has to pay off his loans for the infrastructure. Then he doesn't just get to pocket that money for 30 years. Once the loans are paid off, then he can't just pocket the balance of the money. He has to, the TIF would end once the infrastructure is paid for.
John Snyder, did you have a question?
I was just going to say that, but what we're voting on is whether or not we participate in the infrastructure development. And as I understand it.
John, as I understand it, what we're voting on is the opportunity to negotiate how our involvement is in this project.
Exactly.
goes. How much money, and for how many years. I don't think I didn't get the impression it's voting against the project, just having our voice heard and making sure that the things we want are included in the contract.
So I need to clarify that vote. The vote will be to opt in or opt out. So
right now, the motion is to opt out and renegotiate in good faith with Fruitport Township for our participation in the project. Am I correct, Marcia?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. The motion would actually be to adopt the resolution opting out and in good faith negotiating an agreement for the county once the DDA is formed. So until such time, and let me put this into perspective if I can. Under the statute, the county only has one opportunity to exempt its taxes from capture by the DDA. However, it can opt back in at any time. So if you miss that window to opt out, you, to some degree, lose that ability to exempt your taxes from capture if you don't reach an agreement with the DDA on what that revenue sharing looks like. In the county's case, what you're considering is eventually entering into an agreement with the DDA to limit the overall tax capture for reimbursement of eligible expenses most notably that would go to reimbursement for infrastructure, water and sewer to facilitate that development. I've said all along, and I will say it again, I'll leave the policy issues up to the county on whether it thinks that it should or should not opt out and negotiate that agreement. But the legal mechanism by which you get to that is one of two ways. Either opt out now and negotiate that agreement, or don't opt out now and trust that you can still reach an agreement with the DDA once it's formed. Nothing prevents you under the statute from entering into that same agreement if you either opt out or do not opt out. The only difference is if you don't reach that agreement with the DDA, you have lost the opportunity to opt out and exempt your taxes from capture.
Thank you very much.
So, Madam Chair, may I ask Mike a question?
Yes, go right ahead.
So, Mike, you're advising us as our council that this is a smart move. Am I correct?
What I am telling you is that if you do not opt out at this point and exempt your taxes from capture, and you went to negotiate an agreement with the DDA could say, we're not entering into an agreement with you, and you are stuck with having your taxes being captured for the duration of the development plan and the TIF plan that may be approved then by the DDA. So
thank you.
If you
We lose
want
our negotiating power. Yeah.
if you want to preserve your ability to not subject your taxes to capture, you can opt out now, make sure that you enter into a satisfactory agreement, and at any time then pass another resolution rescinding the resolution opting out, file that with the township clerk, and then your taxes will be subject to capture and subject to that revenue sharing agreement.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I think what our corporate counsel has spelled out is probably a step that we really need to look at, considering the fact that there was an opportunity given to this board to make some limitations last night, and that was not done. We're now, if we don't opt out, we leave ourselves vulnerable to 30 years of complete tax capture, and they could also draw those lines larger than where they are right now. If we opt out, we have the ability to negotiate, set those standards, and set those years. If we don't opt out, we're just rolling the dice, and we may not win out of this one. So all I want to do is protect the interests of the county. I want to also help this project, but the only way that we can do that sufficiently is by making sure that we opt out now and agree to negotiate those terms with the DDA as they move forward. And we do want to help build that infrastructure that they need, but we just can't leave that bag completely open. Otherwise, we're potentially open to 30 years of tax capture, and it could be even larger than the districts that we've been told.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Skolnick, at the beginning of this discussion, before our corporate counsel chimed in, you were interested in hearing from Newport Township. Are you still interested, or can we move on?
No, can I just say something here?
Yes, please, go right ahead.
I think if this ever comes up again, and it likely will, we should have a policy of opting out and doing exactly what corporate counsel is suggesting on every single one of these. I mean, we can give them what they want if it makes sense, but not leave an open checkbook, which could cost us millions, in this case, many millions of dollars.
That's correct.
But I think
That's a good thing. We will put that on our list for policy changes.
But I do think I to speak. Here's one last thing. That meeting, I was not at the township meeting last night, but I did talk to Heidi Tice earlier today. They couldn't put a date on it because they don't have any power to set a date. But anyway, I think if Madam Chair, if you're willing to have her speak, it wouldn't hurt anything. So.
All right, Heidi, are you there?
Probably muted.
Heidi? Let me just check.
Is her hand raised, so I think she's ready to speak.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. Bob is right. I did check with the attorney because we did want to get a sundown clause into that motion. And we were told that we cannot bind another board in that manner. So he did not feel that the motion, that part of the motion would be valid. But I know there's a lot of concerns regarding our DDA, and last night we did pass the ordinance to adopt a DDA. There is an overwhelming response from the retaining members and new members that were in attendance, which they were all there actually, with regard to a timeline of no more than 15 years. Several of the retaining members would like to see 10 years, actually. I expressed the county's concern with a time frame past 15 years and asked that they accept the olive branch that the county has reached out to the township with by making sure that any plan that comes to Fruitport's board stays at or under 15 years. That authority does sit with the township board. Any and all plans in this DDA must be approved by the township board. No blank checks will be written for that. Any bonding must come through the township board. And I hope that you understand that the values around that mall area are continuing to decline every year, and this year even more so. You can ask Donna Vanderbreeze to confirm that fact for you. If improvement like development, which could spearhead redevelopment, doesn't occur, the tax tribunals will grow and we will all lose on tax revenue. You've seen the DDA projections as pointed out, and yes, this is a process that could take some time to reap the return on for every entity's investment, but that is in sense why it's called investing. I don't know how to give you the assurances that you would like to hear, other than the fact that there are 4 board members being retained. None of those board members want this to go beyond 15 years. 2 of them only want 10. Rose Dillon actually is here with me at this time, and she is one of those that only wants 10. We absolutely would have looked favorably if you would have, on the last meeting, said, well, we want to opt out, but we want to do some revenue share. That I would have been able to take that to the board and said, here's what they would like to do. But now if I take it to the board that you're just opting out, we've got to have some trust somewhere. Either my board and this new board needs to trust that you will work on a revenue share with us, or you need to trust my board that they're going to only do the 15-year. Now, the people on my board are not opposed to a 15-year and that 6.7 cap on the capture. That was, I don't think that that would have been a different outcome with our vote last night. I think we would have still been fine moving forward, but they moved forward. I gave them your board minutes, and they moved forward with that olive branch that you put out, showing the support that you wanted to support us. All I can say is please let Fruitport be an asset to the county. Invest in our township. Allow us a tool that we need to promote this kind of growth and bring the proper values back in that declining corridor.
Thank you very much, Heidi. Appreciate that. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd just like to respond to Heidi, Madam Chair. My motion did include negotiation in good faith for revenue sharing agreement. So it was an opt-out with the intent, or the intent to negotiate good faith for revenue sharing.
Thank you, Marcia, for explaining that.
Sorry, let me, I just want to add to what,
Mike, go ahead.
I just wanted to add to what Commissioner Hovey-Wright is saying. What her motion is actually to approve the resolution that was previously considered by the county board at its meeting on October 27th. That resolution itself contains in the recitals that the county intends to negotiate in good faith a revenue sharing agreement. So I just don't want that lost on anybody, that specific language is expressly stated in that resolution that you are considering by way of the motion. I do agree with Ms. Tice that this is certainly a trust issue. There's nothing that would compel the county to opt back in, and there's nothing that would compel the DDA to negotiate a revenue sharing agreement. This is just a tool that the county has, or one opportunity that the county has to exempt its taxes from capture until and unless it gets a satisfactory revenue sharing agreement. You can always opt back in. You can't always opt out.
Thank you, Mike.
So, Madam Chair,
Yes.
I would, as the county clerk, I have nothing in writing. I'm confused on everything that's going on, and I would ask that corporate counsel work with Commissioner Hovey Wright to make sure that the minutes reflect the motion. I think that all of your members clearly understand the issue, and when I do the roll call vote, they'll know that they're going to be voting on opting out and negotiating a good faith agreement type of situation. But for the actual wording, I would like their assistance.
So,
thank you very much, and I will have them do that.
So let me jump in, because there was a motion to reconsider the board's previous action in denying the motion to adopt the resolution from the county board's meeting of October 27th. That motion passed. Member Hovey Wright then made a motion to adopt that resolution to exempt Muskegon County property tax revenues from capture by the Fruitport Charter Township Downtown Development Authority. That's the same resolution that was included with the packet of materials from the board's meeting of October 27th of this year. That is, as I understand it, the motion and support that was made.
Thank you very much, Mike.
And corporate counsel, could you read that seventh paragraph that is included with the opt-out?
So paragraph 7 of the resolution says, whereas the County Board of Commissioners intends to negotiate in good faith a revenue sharing agreement with the DDA subject to approval by the County Board of Commissioners and the DDA board. That is the revenue sharing agreement that we've been referring to here. If the DDA and the county board reach an acceptable revenue sharing agreement, then you would not only approve that agreement, but you would also then adopt a resolution rescinding this resolution opting out, which is permitted by Act 57 of 2018. Once you file that with the township clerk, then your taxes are again subject to capture by the DDA, but revenue is shared pursuant to the agreement that you both agree upon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
So I just want to clarify, because the vote's going to be another one of those confusing votes. Voting yes means we're opting out. Voting no leaves the DDA in place.
Yes. Yes, that's correct. All right, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Commissioner Laring,
No.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
I am really torn with this thing. I'm going to vote yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
I'm torn as well, and I'm going to vote yes.
Vice Chair
Understanding
Foster.
that
Go ahead,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Yes, yes, Madam Clerk.
And Chairman Hughes.
Yes.
7 yes, 1 no, and
Madam
1 abstain.
Chair,
Oh, Commissioner Wilkins.
Yes,
How
I'm
would
here.
you like to vote on this?
I'm voting yes, thank you.
So that will be 8 yes and 1 no.
Thank you very much. That motion carries.
So,
Is there any
I
other
just,
old business?
sorry,
Could I-
Madam Chair, this is Mike Homer again.
Yes, Mike.
In order for that resolution to be effective, that resolution needs to be immediately filed with the township clerk because the 60 days following the public hearing, by my calculation, will run on Friday, November the 13th.
Okay. So tomorrow is Veterans Day, so could I make sure that that is filed on Thursday, please?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
just in the show of good faith, could we direct our administrator and corporate counsel to begin working with Fruitport to develop an agreement for this future project with the DDA?
Yes.
And I would make that motion.
I don't think we need that motion. I think they know that, that we all want that to happen right away.
Right.
Well, let
I
the
think-
minutes reflect that.
Okay, then I don't mind a motion if that's what you want. We have a motion on the floor to proceed immediately with negotiations with Fruitport Township to establish a DDA that involves the township and the county.
I'll support that.
We have a motion and support. Madam
I
Clerk,
had
may I have
already
a roll
done
call,
that.
please?
Sorry.
Pardon me?
I had
Marcia, do you have a
already
comment?
supported that, yes.
Okay, anyone else with the comments? Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please, on this?
Commissioner Laring,
Yes.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Yes.
Commissioner Nash,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Commissioner Snyder,
Yes.
Vice Chair Foster,
Yes.
Commissioner Hovey Wright,
Yes.
Chairman, Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes,
Chairman Hughes,
Yes,
9 yes.
thank you very much. I think this is a positive move forward for us and for Fruitport. Is there any other old business?
Madam Chair, I actually have a question, if I might, regarding this under old business. So Tony Matzel, the treasurer, I don't know, can't pronounce his last name. Yeah. So he sent out this opinion letter using county letterhead stating his opinion, which isn't an official county opinion. I just have a question for corporate counsel. Is every director allowed to use corporate letterhead to state their opinions and send them around the county?
Well, I have not seen the letter, so I can't comment on the comments about whether it is opinion or not opinion. But I will say that in the function as treasurer of the county, it seems to me that his opinions or views on the capture of taxes is relevant to his department and probably an appropriate consideration by his office. Again, I have not seen the letter, so I can't comment on the contents of it. So if you would like, I could take a look at it, but it seems to me that this is an issue that that relates directly to his office as treasurer.
I'll forward it to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else under old business? Any new business to come before this full board today? Seeing none, is there any public comment? Let me see. Public comment on any item. I do not see any hands raised.
We have Tony Barnes.
Oh, Tony, okay. Oh, I see you now. Tony, go
Good
ahead.
afternoon, Madam Chair and commissioners. I do want to say thanks for recognizing that tomorrow is Veterans Day. As a veteran myself, I do absolutely want to take an opportunity to thank our veterans that have came before us, that are current, and are ones that come after us. I just want to let everyone know that we had an interesting election. Not just in Dalton Township, but through the county, the state, and the national level. And I understand it creates a lot of division. I just want to say that with the entire new board coming into Dalton Township, that I really want to say thank you to all the commissioners for, working with Dalton Township, excuse me, and our board on many different issues, from the DPW to working with the county administration to the road commission. I mean, the list is long, but I do want to say thank you to our commissioner, since this will probably be one of the last county commissions that I attend as the supervisor. To Commissioner Snyder, thank you for your time in public service. Thank you for always giving me the opportunity to speak with you on particular issues. We may not have always agreed on it, but you at least gave me that time, and I do appreciate it, and our residents do too. So hopefully you'll enjoy your retirement. But I do want to say to Commissioner McCoy, you too have also come to a lot of our meetings, split your time between us and Blue Lake and many others in your district. That's a pretty big district you have, but you have always been, a commissioner that we can reach out to, and you would definitely take any of our recommendations from our board to the county. So thank you both. I will say that, the election, having lost that, I've always had a pretty good filter when I come to your county commission meetings, and, taking it off, it'll just get better as we go along. And I'll be back at the meetings as we move forward. And I look forward to continuing the relationship as a civilian, moving forward into the end of this term. So thank you, and appreciate your opportunity to speak today. So thank you very much. Have a great week.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Chairman Barnes.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, thank you for
Anyone
the kind
else?
words.
And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
You
Yes.
bet.
Anyone else? I don't see any other hands.
I don't either.
All right. Seeing no more public comments, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
Good job, Madam Chair.